We had a really interesting comment on the website over the last couple of days that I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to use it as a jumping off point to talk about principle number one of real estate wealth. We came up with these principles, by the way, back in 2007 and 8 when we started writing the book and creating the content for Own America's philosophy. And it was based upon a pretty intensive study of commercial real estate investors in New York with the help of a lot of people, but most notably Paul Adler, who is a real estate genius in New York, who gets so deep under the hood and then was willing to share that with me, and I got it, that the common threads, the habits of these top investors, the kind of people that you look at now and say, gee, how do they know so many right moves? How do they know how to do that? And there is a philosophy they share. And the first principle is timing is everything. And it sounds cliched, but it's not. Because what's meant there is that if you have a long enough term view, timing is not an issue. This is real estate in America. Population grows in America. Real estate becomes more valuable in America. Timing, even if, for example, you bought in 2006 at the peak of the housing market and you suffered the bust and you waited out the recovery, you're ahead right now. If that property was income producing, you're way ahead because it's more valuable than when you paid for it. And it's made you money every single year, every single month, if you did it right. Timing is everything means if you stop focusing on getting a great deal, right? Deals. The bane of real estate investing is the belief system that it's all about getting a deal. It's all about finding some little old lady that you could screw out of the equity in her house. Yeah, that's what our business model's about. I hear this all day long. Don't even get me started. Starting with late night cable TV hucksters back when I was a kid, all the way through people today. And some of these guys, look, they're good guys, okay? But the idea that I would make my living, build my business, build my family legacy business on the bones of other people by relying on getting them to sell me their house for less than it's worth and flipping it, no thanks. Never wanted any part of that, and it's not necessary. It's not about great deals. It's about a great deal of time passing. That's actually pretty good. Not about great deals. It's about letting a great deal of time pass between now and when you consider your investment threshold being met. And I would suggest to you that you definitely shouldn't measure your investment threshold in months. That's idiotic. That's bottom feeding, penny stock trading, Pikerville, in my opinion. And all the flippers that are going to email me and tell me I'm an asshole, that's fine, okay? Accumulate. Okay? You acquire property, you don't measure it in years, you don't measure it in decades, measure it in generations in your family. How about that? How about you're saying, I want to get 50 houses bought and paid off in my adult lifetime so that I can live on the income along the way. I can live under the blanket of financial security, ever expanding financial security along the way. I could teach my kids how, by having an ever increasing size of America that I own, i.e. buying more and more real estate. There's the little secret behind the name of the company. This is all about accumulating the largest piece of America that you can so that you can hand it down to your kids. We love houses because it's entry level. Smallest unit of America you can buy that's income producing is the single family rental. And you can buy thousands of them. And so there's no limit, but it does allow you to get in with one, the portfolio of one, right? I love people that have a portfolio of one because that presumes there's going to be a second and a third, maybe next month, maybe in 2 years, but don't let it go too long. Keep accumulating. Timing is everything. You buy at the peak with a generational mindset, and there's no such thing as bad timing. There's no such thing as making a bad deal. I mean, don't buy something stupid. Don't overpay for it. Don't buy the house falling down under the power lines and pay for a palace. Don't do something stupid. But you buy a decent place in a decent market, read the tea leaves and hang on to it for the long haul, and pay attention close enough that if things do change, you can get out. They don't usually change for the worse. Not in my lifetime they haven't. Detroit is a buy. Right? Baltimore is going to be soon becoming a buy. And like, I love it. We have a young man on the team here, our youngest guy, Andrew, and look for him on this podcast. Really, really cool perspective. And one of the things he says is, you can buy a house for $40,000, for $20,000 in Detroit, post-turnaround, post-bankruptcy, post-announcements from the big three automakers coming back to Michigan. You could buy a house for $20,000. Trade in your car, Andrew says. Trade in your car, take an Uber, buy a rental house. All right? Timing is everything, and timing is nothing if you're thinking generationally. Thanks for listening.